Joining me now is Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont, who's championed health care reform for years. Senator, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Republicans want to keep the most popular parts of the health care law. Doesn't this show the fight's all over, really?
Look, Al, we know what Republicans in their hearts believe about health care. When Bush was president for 8 years, tell me, what did he do when we had over 40 million people who had no health insurance? The answer is nothing. What are over 20 Republican governors in this country doing right now when they have the opportunity for zero state funds to provide Medicaid for all of their people? What they're doing is rejecting that. What is the Ryan budget in the Republican House doing? They are ending Medicare as we know it, transferring it to a voucher program, making massive cuts in Medicaid. That's what these guys believe. And their nightmare is, oh my goodness, the Affordable Care Act is working. Millions of people now have affordable health insurance. What a terrible thing that is. So, Al, I think these guys are going to be scratching their heads. They really don't know what to do right now.
Well, you know, they've got some political problems with this because a new poll of battleground congressional districts find 52% want to implement and fix the health care law, while 42% want to repeal it. Now, these are competitive districts, Senator. Doesn't this show Republicans need to do more than just trash the law?
Well, of course it does. And I'll tell you a funny story. I was just this weekend, I was in South Carolina and I was in North Carolina, supposedly conservative states. And you know what the people there are saying? They say, as I think most Americans say, that health care must be a right of all people.
Right.
I think the Affordable Care Act is an important step forward, but frankly, between you and me, I think we should go further with a Medicare for all single-payer program that does what the rest of the industrialized world does. But right now, the Republicans are in a real quandary. Millions of people are getting affordable health care. Do you really think politically they're going to yank that health care and that insurance away from people? I don't.
No, that's why, Senator, you and I agree. A lot of progressives, a lot of us wanted a single-payer plan and didn't understand why everybody was so upset with this when it didn't go nearly as far as many of us had wanted. But let me bring this back to your last point about are they going to do this to millions of people? Because the New York Times spoke to health care workers in West Virginia who said politics had kept many people from signing up. One said, quote, literally people thought there would be chips embedded in their bodies if they were signed up for Obamacare. A social worker said she had heard people express fears about chip implants as well as death panels as she sought to enroll them. I mean, if there hadn't been so much misinformation, you talk about the millions that did sign, wouldn't the number have even been higher if there wasn't so much misinformation?
Al, for the last year, what have these Republicans been talking about? How terrible, how awful the Affordable Care Act is. You know what I think, though? We got to stop being defensive, and we've got to get on the offensive. Right. And we've got to tell every governor out there who is denying people the right to have health care that they're doing a terrible, terrible thing. And we've got to start turning the tables on them.
Senator Bernie Sanders, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you.